Hi everyone. Today my presentation will focus on Criminal Justice 101 and the history of law enforcement. In today's presentation, I'll also use a case study after the process of the law enforcement and what do process and steps that I'm going to take as a resource officer in my case study. Let me give you a summary of my case study before we proceed. My case study. So as a school resource officer, you must decide between saving a missing student's life and upholding the right of the suspect, Sam, who refused to disclose her location. With time running out, you are torn between prioritizing due process or using extreme measure to extract information. So in our case study, we will bring down to what process we should use when it comes to our case studies through the law enforcement. So first of all, I would like to tell you the process or the three components of the law enforcement. So the three component of the criminal justice are the law enforcement, the court, and the correction. So for the law enforcement primary role is to enforce law, maintain order, and protect citizens. The check and balance is to ensure that laws are enforced fairly and without bias. Example, police department, sheriff's offices, federal law enforcement agencies. Two, the court. The court primary role is to interpret the law, determine guilt or innocence, and impose sentences. The check and balance is to ensure that law are applied fairly and individual rights are protected. Example, the trial court, appellate court, and the Supreme Courts. Number three, the corrections. The primary role of the correction is to rehabilitate, punish offenders, and the check and balance is to ensure that offenders are treated humanely and the rights are respected. For example, we have prisons, we have jails, probational, and parole agency. So for our due process model, our due process model focuses on protecting individuals' rights and ensuring their fair processes. It also prioritizes the rights of the accused over the need for control. The fundamental principle is presumption of innocence, correct to counsel, protect against self-incrimination. For crime control model focus on controlling criminal behavior and maintaining public safety. It also prioritizes the need for control over individual rights. The key principles: efficient processing of cases, focuses on punishment and deterrence. So during the early era of policing, in the history of law enforcement, the officer who likely used coercive method to extract information for Sam. This is a sample that brought us to from our case study. So during the early era of policing, it will also focus on maintaining order and control. B, they will limit concern for individual right and due process. So for community policing, era doing the early law enforcement, the history of a law enforcement, we will find that officers will have likely used collaborative methods to build trust and gather information. They will also focus on community partnerships and problem solving. Like they will emphasize on protecting individual rights and ensuring fair processes. So for our case study response, with our case study response, as I earlier said, um, as a resource officer, you should prioritize uh, you should prioritize saving a missing student life and upholding the right of the suspect, Sam, who refusing to disclose the student location. So in our case study response, in our case, I will not use the needle to extract information from Sam as it violates his due process right. Instead, I will continue to use evidence-based interrogation technique and build trust with Sam. My justification would be that the due process model prioritizes individual rights and fair processes, and using needle compromise these principles. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you all.